What's up, Bernie Army? This is BryceAllen13 here once again, bringing to another reaction video. And this one is Let's Talk How Minecraft is Changing. And this is another episode of Let's Talk. So we're going to react to Let's Talk How Minecraft is Changing in 3, 2, 1, start.
Hello, this is Stampy, and
hello, Stampy.
Another Let's Talk. For starters, sorry that the video and audio isn't as good as it normally is. I wasn't really prepared to do a Let's Talk today, I wasn't planning to, but last night...
Kind of had to rush it.
There was a E3 press conference that Microsoft did at E3. If you don't know what E3 is, it's basically a big event in the US where they announce a lot of new games and updates, and they gave a lot of new information about Minecraft, in particular related to the console versions, but information about all of the different versions as well. So the reason I'm making this video is to basically explain what the update is, what the changes to Minecraft
Oh, the Better Together update?
They kind of did give out a lot of information, but I don't think a lot of the information that they gave out was clear, and as a result there's a lot of people kind of confused about what it actually means, or they think they know what it means, but actually it's slightly different to what they do think. So
I got the idea when they first announced it.
In the press conference, they also did a blog.
I thought it was cool.
Which goes into more information. I will leave that as a link in the description, but we actually had a meeting with Microsoft over Skype where they basically went through a PowerPoint with me and a few other, in particular, console YouTubers, where they explained in more detail actually what everything is, and there was a lot of opportunities to ask a lot of questions, and I did ask a lot of questions, and a lot of the things I was asking then are things that they didn't mention in this. They had a story that they wanted to tell about what is happening, and kind of the story they told is basically that the console version, the Pocket Edition, and the Windows 10 version are all basically going to be able to play together, and that, there's going to be servers on consoles, and you can play in 4K on consoles, and have custom textures, and what a lot of people took that as is that they're going to update the console editions to have all of these features, which isn't what is happening.
I kind of wish that did happen as well.
A completely new game on the console which links to all of the other versions and is basically the Windows 10 version. So this is kind of the Minecraft landscape as it's going to be going forward. So all of the games on the Bedrock engine, and the Bedrock engine is basically a game engine which is the powers the Pocket Edition version and the Windows 10 version. So don't worry too much about the Bedrock engine thing, but basically those versions are now just going to be called Minecraft. So no Minecraft Pocket Edition anymore, no Minecraft Windows 10, that is just going to be called Minecraft. And then there's also, of course, the Xbox One Edition, the PlayStation 4, like the last-gen Nintendo Switch. So they are still going to remain called, the Xbox One Edition, the PlayStation 4 Edition.
Yeah.
And then there's also going to be the Java Edition, which is what most people just call Minecraft PC.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's why they renamed it to Java.
Java Edition. Okay, so what is going to be happening is...
I haven't played Java Edition in a long time.
The Bedrock Engine version is going to be released on the Xbox One and the Nintendo Switch as a separate game to the current console editions. And once that new version releases, the old versions, the console editions, the one you may be playing right now, is no longer going to be available for sale. If you still have it and you've already bought it and you're playing it, you will continue to be able to use it. But you will also be able to download this new version for free, so long as you already own the other one, and also any DLC, any skin packs, anything like that that you've bought, you'll be able to download that. And you will also, which is the big one, be able to bring your worlds from the current console edition to the new version. And that's where a lot of the confusion has been, because...
Minecraft went through a big change at the time.
They have a very short amount of time to speak, so I understand that they couldn't go into all of this detail in the way that I am now, because anyone who doesn't care about Minecraft would be falling asleep in their seats. So he mentions about a free update about adding 4K, and I think a lot of people took that as they're going to be adding a free update to the console editions, because that's what they were talking about a lot in that. But they're not updating that game. That game, I mean, they're going to continue updating it with just new features, but that is not the one which is going to, be linked with all of the other versions. And then in the blog as well, where they do go into more detail, they talk about this new version, we'll be able to do this. And the problem with just saying new version is that every time they update Minecraft, you get a new version. And I think a lot of people are just thinking, they're going to update it, and then the new version will have this. Whereas it's just a completely separate download, essentially a different game running on a different game engine, like different menus.
Yeah, a whole new Minecraft.
Crafting that you're used to on console. They are adding a recipe
A whole
book
new
where
Minecraft.
once you've crafted something once, you will then be able to, I guess, more similar to the current console edition, be able just to, get it whenever you want. I have no idea. I've not played with that. I don't know if that's, as fast and as easy to use as the current console edition. I hope it better be at least as good, if not better, if, a lot of people are going to be moving over. So that's kind of the main thing.
Yeah, that's kind of basically what I'm playing now, the Bedrock Edition.
Is what is coming. So both the Xbox One and on the Switch, there's going to be this new version just called Minecraft, which is basically the Windows 10 edition, which is going to be coming. If you already have the old version, you can upgrade for free. If you don't currently own Minecraft on either of those platforms, it might be worth buying the current console editions now, because otherwise you're going to lose your chance to be able to get them in the future. Unless they change and make a U-turn and leave them available on the store and just have two versions, I see why they wouldn't want that, because it may be confusing. I recommend kind of doing that now rather than waiting.
Yeah, because I have like the PS4 and PS5 edition on my PlayStation 5.
They're going to be continually updated by 4J Studios, as you'd expect.
Because that was before the PS5 version came out.
That's going to happen. And then the PlayStation 4, obviously, that version isn't included with this. Microsoft have said that they would love to include the PlayStation 4, which sounds like maybe there's an issue on Sony's end, or maybe they just need to work out how that's going to work, because this is all using Xbox.
Well, they did it like 2 years later.
Mean using Xbox Live on the PlayStation 4, and so I can understand why there would be issues with.
But what about on the Nintendo Switch?
On that, so hopefully that's going to be included. But for now, PlayStation 4 is going to stay exactly as it is and continue to be updated by 4J Studios, as will the current Xbox One and Switch version. I mean, it's really weird for the Switch because they just released that version and they're kind of like making it obsolete very, very quickly, which is
yeah.
So let's talk about the good and the bad of this. So
like,
that's kind of what
you might as well just not make the Nintendo Switch version.
The fact that apparently this new version is going to run really well. You'll be able to play it in 4K, on certain platforms as long as they're powerful enough.
Yeah, that one was short-lived.
It's going to be able to be improved. You can have custom skins and textures. You can use realms. You can go on servers. There's all of these really exciting benefits. The problem is if you prefer the core experience of playing on the console versions, there's no guarantee that this new version is going to be as good in those regards.
Yeah, pretty much.
The game on a console, the way the crafting, the way the creative menu is, the way they've done such streamlined shortcuts with things like the host privileges and teleporting and setting spawns and turning invisible, and all of the tweaking and polishing and improvements that 4J Studios have continued to add that have gone, way beyond anything that any of the other, Mojang/Microsoft versions have done.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee that that's coming. I'm not at the moment interested.
Well, nowadays you can use the
Windows 10 version,
the Legacy 4J mod
on my console, because I prefer the console version. I mean, I've got a powerful enough PC.
Maybe I should get that mod.
My controller into the PC. Like, that's not the experience that I'm after. So they said this is coming out in fall. They have a lot of updates to do to the game just to make sure it's at least as good as the console versions in the regards, in the ways that people who like the console version like the console versions. And even like small things like, custom skins and the way they're 3D and the animations. Are they going to bring all of those things across? Are they going to bring every single piece of DLC? There's a lot of questions around it.
I think about
they haven't answered yet. Maybe they don't.
About 75 to 90% of it
overall, I guess it's
remained.
exciting news. My only worry is that this new version comes out and I prefer the old version, but because the old version isn't for sale, or even if they do keep it for sale, and they change kind of their mind, it's kind of the obsolete version and most of the community will move to the new version and then the community gets split. That's kind of one of my concerns.
Yeah.
The other concern is actually something that a lot of people I think are looking at as a positive, and that is the servers. So they're really
because you couldn't do that on Xbox.
Big servers that are going to be on the home page at the beginning, but basically there's going to be the full server browser, so you will be able to log on to any of the Bedrock Engine servers. So any Pocket Edition servers or Windows 10 servers you'll be able to access through the console, and you'll be able to have chat in the same way you would have on them, which means that the console version, this Minecraft on console version won't be a
Legacy
safe place
Console
anymore.
Edition.
It won't be a place where you could, say to a young child, play here, you'll be fine. You can only join your friend's game. You can play the mini games. There's no chat. There's no, real way to troll people too bad. In that way, it's a safe environment. And this new version can't be that. If you're opening it up so you can access pretty much any server, you lose that, and you've lost that safe place for someone to play. And there's two downsides to that. One, obviously there's a chance that a young person, an impressionable person, might end up on a place that they shouldn't be. The other worry is that, Microsoft go too hard censoring things and blocking servers. If there's a group of adults that run a server and they're swearing on the server, maybe it's a server which is all about building rude objects, yeah? Maybe that's what the server's about. And if they're a group of adults, they should be allowed to do that. Minecraft's for everyone. That server shouldn't be blocked. But no child should be able to access that server. And so how are they going to balance that where they don't restrict, anyone that might be doing something that a child shouldn't be involved with, while also having a safe place for children? I don't know how they're going to balance that.
If only servers had parental controls.
They can. I'm just worried they're going to go too extreme in either direction and ruin the experience for one of those groups. So that's basically kind of where I'm thinking. I mean, overall, obviously, it's an exciting thing, but it's all going to depend on just how well they implement it and kind of what they prioritize. And I hope they understand what the console players like about the game, or at least some of the console players, and really make sure that this experience is at least as good as the console version, if not way better. So it's called the Better Together.
It's been kind of debated now.
Fingers crossed. They don't have a final release date yet, and I guess the big thing is that we always are going to have the option. People that have both versions are always going to be able to choose between whichever version they want, which is, of course, very important. So let me know what you think about this news. I know it's quite a lot to take in. And there's other little things. There's like a kind of a new
when did the Bedrock Edition come out?
They're adding to the game.
2017, 2018?
Shaders, and it's higher resolution. And it looks really nice. It kind of looks like some of the mods that we've seen on the Java Edition. So there's some bonus things. That's paid for DLC is something else that they didn't make very clear when they're talking about the free 4K update and then DLC for this super duper graphics one or whatever it is.
That got scrapped.
Thing from each other. But if you have any more questions,
yeah, anybody remember super duper graphics?
I don't know everything, but I do know, I guess, a little bit more.
I was let down when they scrapped it.
In that blog. And hopefully I can help you out. Links in the description to all of the E3.
On the bright side, we got vibrant visuals.
But yeah, for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye!
Goodbye, Stampy. Yeah, I kind of have some mixed feelings about the Bedrock Edition because, well, and I'm not including Java Edition in this one. I'm strictly talking about the Legacy Console Edition and the Bedrock Edition. Well, the pros and cons I have of Bedrock. The pros, you get access to all different types. Excuse me, sorry, I'm getting the hiccups. All different types of maps and servers and all different types of skin packs because there's the whole marketplace, And also, worlds are infinite, and also you get all the new stuff they add to the game on the Java edition. So that's the pros about the Bedrock, but the cons, the stuff I don't like about it. Let's see. I think. Well, I guess some of the stuff they put on the old version, like the Xbox 360, the Wii U, and all those other versions, the Legacy Console Edition, they kind of don't put that in there. Like Stevie kind of mentioned, invisibility, host. I guess, do they have host privileges in the Bedrock? I think they do. I mean, they have most stuff that was on the old console edition. Most that got moved over to the Bedrock, but there's some stuff that's been kind of removed off it. You don't have the option to make the smaller size worlds like you do on Xbox, because I like filling up a whole world space. Probably because there's a less likely chance of me getting lost. And I guess the downsides when it comes to the console edition, even though I love that one the most, you don't get any of the new stuff, which is kind of sad. So I mean, of course, over time I've grown to love Bedrock more because, well, I basically don't have really much access to the Legacy Console Edition anymore because, you know, well, either I just like kind of play it less, or I just cannot really use it anymore, because of like because my Wii's been kind of like has been well, my Wii's been kind of like been falling apart a little bit. It's beginning to run slower, and like some features are kind of eliminated, and like plus Wii's been kind of shutting down as well, so it kind of makes sense. So this kind of makes me appreciate the Bedrock Edition a bit more, and plus the Stay Peace Love Your World downloads on there as well. Yeah, there's a lot of pros and cons when it comes to different versions of Minecraft, but whatever version of Minecraft you like, if you like that one and that one's your favorite, enjoy it. Enjoy that said version, because, well, if it's what you like playing, go for it. I couldn't think of a way to end off that, so I think I'm gonna stop talking now. And let me know what your favorite version of Minecraft is. Like, do you prefer the PC, mobile, console, Bedrock? Let me know what your favorite is in the comments down below. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode, as I had fun reacting to this episode. In the next episode will be another episode of Let's Talk. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a video. Thank you much for watching, and I'll see you guys next video. And as always, stay awesome and this is every pony.